Morning, everyone, and a big welcome back to Alto Bitesize. You can see there's still some more people joining, but we will get started just because we've got loads to cover today. Thank you so much for joining us today for our Renters Rights final checks. And there's so many of you. We've had over 1,000 registrants for today's session, so it's amazing to see such a high turnout. As we get closer to the legislation coming into force, this session is all about helping you make sure nothing has been missed and that your agency is fully prepared. We'll recap the changes, we'll work through a practical readiness checklist in Alto, and also show you where to get further support if you need it as well. But before I go on, I will just introduce myself. My name's Emma and I'm a Senior Education Specialist here at Alto. And I'm joined by Mads, who's our Senior Software Trainer here at Alto. But hopefully most of you have joined us previously on some bite-sized sessions already and have seen us before and know us a little bit already. We also have John Perry, our Senior Product Manager backstage. He'll be picking up your questions as we go through and he'll be answering them in the chat and the Q&A too. He'll be joining us live on stage later on when we have some designated Q&A time. So make sure you pop your questions in the chat, and any that don't get answered today, as usual, will be followed up with a Q&A afterwards. We also have 2 previous Q&A sheets as well to take a look at from our previous webinars. I'll just call them out now, just so that you can get them up as we go through the webinar. They can be found in the Renters Rights Toolkit, and that's up in the Docs tab. So just to the right of the screen, you'll see Chat Messages, Docs, Q&A. Under the Docs tab, you'll find them in there. We do take a look in there because we've also got some other helpful resources, including our Renters Rights Toolkit, a registration link to our next webinar, and obviously those previous Q&As from our previous webinars as well. So you don't want to miss any of that. So take a look while you're in the webinar, save and bookmark any links that you'll find helpful, but also do get involved with us in the chat. Drop us a hello, share your thoughts, good or bad, we love to hear it. And so make sure you're getting involved in letting us know your thoughts as we go through. And it's a question we always get asked time and time again through the webinar. We will be sending you out a recording of the webinar afterwards via email. So you don't have to do anything. You'll get that as a link after the webinar. And so sit back and enjoy, ask your questions, get involved in the chat, and don't worry too much about taking notes as we go through. So by the end of today's session, our goal is for you to feel as confident and as clear and ready as possible. We'll be focusing on the practical things that matter the most now, using Alto to support compliant processes from day one. So today, we'll start with a quick refresher on the changes that matter most. Then we'll move into the live demo, which will be the main focus of the session. And then after that, we'll cover common gaps to look out for, where to access support. And then John will be joining us from backstage for the Q&A as well. And not forgetting the bite-size competition. If you stay until the end, then you have a chance to be entered into our quarterly prize draw. So make sure you stay for that as well. Now, just before we jump into Alto for the demo, let's just quickly recap the key changes. So periodic tenancies become the default, which means traditional fixed-term renewal workflows reduce significantly. Rent reviews become more important, and there's a greater emphasis on accurate records, clear communication, and being able to evidence your decisions. And this is why getting your setup and processes right now is so important. And there's a greater focus on accurate records with a need for stronger audit trails. So without further ado, I will hand over to Mads for the demo.
Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. Okay, I'm just going to get my screen up on here as well, just so we can get going on this. Hi, so here we go again. This is our 3rd webinar on this, which is absolutely fantastic that so many more of you are joining us, obviously wanting to understand all the changes that are happening or happened in Alto. There are still more to come as well, just to highlight. I just want to highlight about the recording from the last 2 as well, because I've seen the messages in the chat. If you pop into the docs, you've got the Renters Rights Toolkit. Access to both recordings and Q&A sheets are sat in there, so you're able to pick them up from there. So I'm going to start and I'm going to go through this as slow as I can as well, just to show you all the different changes that have happened, what you're going to be looking at needing to do in preparation for May the 1st next week. So I'm going to start with property records. In your property records now, when you go into a property, when you go into the property under the overview, what you just need to check is that you've got your tenancy type set correctly as well. This will also highlight a bit more as well when I go into the information sheet and the RRA converter tool as well, because you might find that some of your tenancies are not coming through, and this could be down to the fact that you've not got your property set up in the correct manner as well. So you could have your property set up as commercial, which means it wouldn't come through to that actual tool. So in your tenancy type, you've got the difference here now where you can select between assured periodic tenancy or other. But by default, when you're adding a lettings property on now, it will go into an APT. You would need to select other if it's a commercial property or it's a property that is not included in the Renters Rights Act as well. So like I said, for example, commercials, possibly student lets as well. So anything that doesn't involve that as well. You then would go into your marketing tab, the next tab along. And in here, you've got a couple of parts. You've got your rental frequency and you've got your price qualifier. So in the rental frequency now, you'll see here you've just got a few options, which are weekly, monthly, daily, fortnightly for weekly. All of these accumulate to no more than a month as well, to a week or no more than a month. Under your price qualifier, you should only see per week, per month. We've also got per calendar month and per calendar month on there, but mine, just to highlight, is a training database. So generally, you should only see per week and per month. Also in your marketing, as we know, part of the Renters' Rights is about advertising for children and pets and not being able to say that you can't take them. So what you would need to do in here is if, for example, if your landlord has said that they do not want pets in their property as well, you're going to have this option now. If you unselect, you would need to put in a reason to why they do not take pets in the property. Okay. So that's your marketing side of it. And again, with children as well. To highlight on another side of it is in the property record as well now. If I take an available property, because this property is let, so it's not going to give me the property workflow. But in the property workflow, if we go into the listing content or the managed media, both of them take you into the same page. Hopefully this should be loading up right now. It's doing a slow-mo. Everybody keep their fingers crossed. For some reason, it's doing a slow motion on me.
It's taken some time. I'm just going to shout out because I saw a few comments just saying they could only see a green screen. Can I just make sure everyone is looking at the stage in the top toolbar at the top and just above where you should see my face? It should say stage, agenda, people, speakers. Just make sure everyone's looking at the stage there so that you can definitely see the screen. Sorry, Mads, back.
No, that's fine. It can be a bit confusing, can't it, as well? So just to make sure they're looking at the right tab. So in this part here now, in your property workflow, you've also got your letting details. So in here, under your tenancy type, you should only have the option of APTs or other. This letting type in here, this is going to be adjusted at some point soon as well. Just to highlight that your short-term tenancies could include things like holiday lets as well, obviously not included, and you've got student in there as well, but not specified, should be removed at some point soon as well, so you won't have that option in there. Going back to the main property record in here, so if I go back into the full record, just to show you when it comes to the point of making an offer or going through the let agreed process. And I do apologise for the slowness on my Alto this morning. Always the way when you're live demoing. Oh.
Yeah, it's really thinking about it today.
It is, yeah. Maybe there's so many people in here at once as well. So this property is available. I'm going to take it from a contact side of it, so I don't go into the new lettings progression into a whole different area. But if I go into my contacts and if I take Petra as an example, or Louise. So if I go in here, go actions and make an offer. I just need to put the property details in there as well. So we'll see here. So you can see here, the property is listed at £3,000 a month. If you try and put anything higher than that listed price, it's going to automatically highlight here that it's over the requested, the marketing price. So when I try to save this, it's going to give you a nice pop-up here that says the offer cannot be greater than the asking price. So it's not going to allow me to go any further. And that will be either if you're trying to save an offer. So if you're going from save an offer to have an offer received on your dashboard, or if you're going through and trying to accept the offer straight away. So that's going to prevent you from that. If you're doing it the other way in your properties and you're going into actions and let agreed, again, if I try and put too much in here, so if I put in 3050 and I try to set up my proposed tenancy, again, let me put my tenant in there as well. If I try and do it too high, again, it's going to give you the red banner saying this is higher than the listing price as well. So it won't allow you to go any further on that side. Just to highlight in this page as well, there are bits that have been removed. So the term length has been removed and the end date has been removed. So none of that is available when you're putting through an APT tenancy as well. So that's the property side of it. Now I'm going to go into the tenancy side of it. So we've looked at the property tab, we've looked at the marketing, the make an offer, let agreed, and also the property workflow for the lettings details. In the tenancies now, so if I go into a tenancy in this one as an example, where you've got your periodic tenancy, when you click into here, and we go in here, you can see that the contract type is set to an assured periodic tenancy. So when you're putting that through and you're confirming the tenancy, it will automatically default to an APT contract type again. In your property marketing in here, it's going to show what you've set that property up. So you can see here, for example, under the acceptable, where it says that I don't accept pets as a landlord, for example, I've had to put that reason in and it's showing what that property has been marketed at. In the tenancy side of it as well, so if we click back in to here, you'll also notice you've got three separate options down here. We've got rent review. So when we click on this, this takes us through to the new rent review progression. I do have one that I'm going to show you that is in progression at the moment as well. We've also got our periodic term, so that is still there. And then you've got your vacate. This is going to slightly differ. This is coming in phase 2, which Emma will quickly talk about after I've done my demo. This will come in phase 2 in regards to the setup for your section 8 and your mutual surrender vacates as well. So this is coming. Also in the tenancy, under your dates, once you finalize a tenancy, you're also going to get it's going to set up an automatic date for an APT rent review as well. Just to highlight, when I go through the information sheet or when we go through the tenancy converter tool as well, there is a lot of questions around that. Your current rent review will still remain in place as well. Okay, it's just set that it sets an automatic review. So that's the tenancy side of it. So we've looked at the property and we've looked at the tenancy side for you. The part of the parts, you're going to see all this on the checklist. So if you go into the docs as well, you can actually get this, download this document, which is the checklist, which is taking you through all the different sort of bits to check through on your database. So the next part is reviewing your documents. So this is all your tenancy agreements, your terms of business, ensuring that you've got all of these set correctly. And I know there's going to be a lot of questions about the letting centre documents as well. Hopefully, we should have something very, very soon. Obviously, John's going to come on and assist with that as well. But if you have got the letting centre, you should see them in there soon. So going into your letters and stationery, and if we go into the correct one on here, it's just checking that you need to check that your, like I said, your terms of business, your tenancy agreement, Section 8 and Section 13 aren't actually available on the government website as of yet. But as far as I'm aware, these will need to be uploaded in as well. So if we go into here, just to let you know, what you are also able to do on here is you can now associate your letters to an event to save you time. And as you're going through these processes, whether it's the vacation process, whether it's the rent review process as well, where under these letter templates, if we click into here, you can see now you've now got the associated events that you can link these documents to. So we've got a vacate cancelled, a vacate tenancy, and then you've also got another vacated tenancy. So what you're able to do is simply just say here, and then it's pre-ticked. And when that happens, that event happens on Alto, when you're going through in that tenancy side, it's going to automatically, like it does with any other letters, populate that letter for you as well, which you can do the normal process of finalising it and issuing it out. So again, like I said, you can add these associated events to it as well. And also going in and just checking if you're not using the letting centre pack, ensuring that you've got your correct agreement in there, you've updated it, you've updated your merge codes as well, so you're able to have the correct documents in there. The letting centre document should be coming very, very soon, but hopefully we'll get more confirmation of that. The other part in your system administration, so we're up here, we're still in the tools area, we're not coming out of here. So we've looked at the email templates, and then now you've got your system tools, and under the system administration and in your group settings, when you scroll down in here, you'll see that we have some new progressions in here as well, which are only linked to the assured periodic tenancies. So we've still got your original in there as well, which you obviously will need to be using for your commercial lets or anything that's not within the renters' rights. And also at the moment, until phase 2 comes out, still using the same vacate progressions as well in the same manner that you're already doing. But here is to go in and have a look at these, check them. These are the ones that we've set up for you as well, which are all in line with legislation, but you've still got that opportunity to go in and you can select and you can add your own additional codes in and customize it for your agency as well. So you've got the option to do that for your tenancy rent review. Okay, so your to-do list. You've also got the option in here for your vacate progression. So this will be a new one that is, you can see them, they are here, but the button within the tenancy is not actually available as of yet. It's coming in phase 2. But you'll see here is the new progression milestone list for your vacates as well. And then you've also got in here your possessor's property as well. So you've got all of these new progressions. And again, you can come in, you can go in and you can check these. You can add additional codes again to customize, like I said, for your agency. Another part in your settings, still in the same page, we haven't come out of here, we're still in the group settings. You've got your management diary events. So as you're aware, as I just showed you, you get the automatic APT rent review. We have set this in here, so you can see here, APT rent review. And we've diarised it for 90 days in advance. So this will then populate on your property management dashboard 90 days before you're due to start doing that rent review is due. So that gives you plenty of time to do the necessary contact, to do the contracts, whatever it is you need to do with your agency. However, you can come in and change this. If you don't feel that's long enough or you think it's too long, you can come in and edit this. So it's a case of setting it what works for you and what works for your agency. So that's everything within this part of the database. So you've got your system admin parts, so your letter templates, your progressions, and also your diarising your date in advance as well, and then your property and tenancy. Now we're going to go into the big one, which is the converter tool. To find your converter tool, you would need to come up the top here under your toggles, and then you've got your templates. Under your templates and admin, where you would find where we've just been, you've got your RRA converter tool. This is then going to take you straight into this tool. Okay. In here, you have now got the option where you're converting your properties. You've got completed and ignored. You're converting your tenancies. Once you've converted your tenancies, you're able to send out the information sheet. And then you've also got the list of the ones that you've completed and ignored. So starting with the properties, it's converting these properties to be in line and to the assured periodic. So existing properties, they have to meet this criteria. So they need to be set to a private residential let, addressed in England or has a border postcode. So those funny postcodes between England and Scotland, as an example. No current active tenancy in the property. That's the only properties that are going to come through on here, and without a current periodic tenancy. So if you feel there are some missing, from your list as well, it's worth going back into your property records and checking that your properties have been set up correctly in the first instance, because it's only going to pull through the relevant ones that you have on your database as well. Using this tool, you would go through and you would select the properties that you want to convert. You can filter this down as well, so you can filter it by property managers, by branch, by management, rental status, and how many you want to see on that page as well. But you're going to go through and you can just select the ones that you want to convert. You can mark some as ignored, so if you know that they're ones that do not need converting over, you can mark them as ignored, or you can simply select convert selected. Just to highlight as well, there is a little guide there on how to use this tool as well, so there's a step-by-step guide. Once you select converted selected, it will give you the pop-up and it's going to say, are you sure you want to convert these 4 properties? It's going to automatically change the tenancy type, so the bit I showed you at the beginning, to assure periodic tenancy, and it's going to update your marketing information for you as well. From there, you can simply just select convert your properties, okay, and click finished. If they need to queue, they will go into the queued section, but you can see mine have gone straight through as well. Also, you may have some that do fail as well, but there will be something coming onto the help centre as well, and a guide on why these properties might fail as well. So there is that possibility that they could fail. You're going to see these in your completed as well, so you'll be able to see all of the ones that you've actually completed and the properties that you have converted. And you're also going to be able to see the ones that you have ignored, that you've put into the ignored list. So that's your property, but you can also see up here what properties you have actually completed. So there's the total number of properties and how many you've already converted. Your next step is your tenancies. Only once you've converted your tenancies is it going to make the information sheet available for you to send to your tenants. We've had a lot of questions over that, a lot of people asking, saying, I've got nothing in my information sheet list. Just to highlight, the tenancies need to be converted before you can send that info. It provides you with the details of the information sheet. So going into your tenancies, again, you can filter it. So you can do it if you're doing it by property managers or branches, tenancy statuses, management as well. Okay. And up here, you've got the same. So you've got your tenancy selection. You've got your ones that might require review. So that could be something to do with the tenancy that requires the review before you actually go through with the process. Queued and failed again. Just to highlight, these will set they're available for converting your tenancies to set them to private residential, so ones that are set to ASTs at the moment, addresses in England again or border, with an existing active or periodic tenancy only. So anything in renewal, vacation will not come through onto this list, and only residential. So we can see there without progress or renewal. And again, you've got a little guide there on how to convert those. You've also got your require review tab. So the ones that go into here are properties that aren't in, as to say, in like a clean state, that might need some review, and they will drop into there as well. So in the case of you need to go in, you need to check them and understand why. So again, it could be the point of it could be something to do with they're in a vacation process, or there might be a rent review going through, something like that as well. But more clarification on that, if you do have questions, we'll be able to answer. So like I said, you've got your require review as well. You've got your queued and you've got your failed. So you've got exactly the same. But going back to my tenancies selection, again, you would just do the same thing. You can select your tenancy. So really sort of highlighting as well, just to make sure that you've checked all of your data in Alto as well, just to make sure everything sits correctly and you've got the correct number coming through. You can mark them as ignored. So if you know they're ones that don't need to be converted, or you can simply select converted. What this will do is it's going to prompt me to say, do I want to convert these 5 tenancies, change the tenancy type over, update the marketing information, and adjust the rent review dates to conform to a yearly limit. What you also can do, just to highlight, if you don't want to go and do the properties first and you want to do the tenancies before, there's no particular order. When you convert the tenancies, it will convert the property records at the same time as well. So you can simply select convert your tenancies, and then it will go into a queue if it needs to queue. Okay, so you can see here, they will drop into here if they're queuing. Now you've converted the tenancies, you will have the availability to see all the tenants that you need to send the information sheet out to. What it's going to show in here as well, it's also going to show you tenancies that are missing email addresses, or the tenants that don't have an email address. So when you click on here, we can see, for example, this tenant or one of these tenants is missing an email address because it's going to send the information sheet to both of them. What you can do is click on here and you can easily add the correct email address in here as well. So it's not going to take you back into the contact record. You can just update it in here. We've got an example email template in here, but just to add, since the last webinar, we have actually created in the background a system setup email template for you already. So there is already one in there, but you need to be using the email template designer to be able to see that template and draw it in. Okay. So using this, again, you would go in and you'd update the records, just to ensure. Once you've updated those records and you've got the correct email address in there as well, it will change it over to a green tick, so giving you the availability to send the information sheet. Then you're going to select the ones that you want to send the information sheet to. You can select them mark as done if you've done them another way as well. But if we select email information sheet, it's then going to give you this pop-up. You can send the information sheet, so it's going to use the information email template that you select. I'm going to show you the template that you've got available. It's going to send the emails from your email address, and it's going to email all of the tenants with the information sheet document attached. So we've automatically set it so it attaches that information sheet from the government website for you. And then the template that you are looking for now, if you just put in RRA, do it again, you'll see there RRA information sheet system added. If you select that one and then select email information sheet, and it's done. This will then record on the tenant's record as well. Another thing that I know was asked quite a lot as well, that normally things get removed after 6 months, but this, just to highlight, this will be indefinitely showing on their records as well. So this will not get removed. And there is something coming in as well where you're able to download a CSV report. I'm not quite sure the date when it is available, but there'll be a report that you can run on here as well, where you can download the CSV file to show everybody that you have sent that information sheet to as well. So you can take that, print that off for your copy. They may go into queued because they're run around every 10 minutes as well. So if I give this a refresh, it might not go as of yet, but I might have just missed that 10-minute slot. They will sit in there until they get sent out in that 10-minute window. And then it's also going to show your send failures in here. And then again, you can see, for example, this one has bounced. So it's going to give me that option to update the email and try again. Again, you're going to be able to see all your completed and ignored in here as well. And then that's kind of everything that you need to go through on here. Just to highlight as well, this shows the total amount of properties in your branch, for example, or on your database. But when you filter it down, what you're actually looking at the bottom here, that's your exact number down there. But this is the information sheet. So if I just go into properties as an example, and then if I filter it down, if I had filtered it down, you can see here I've only got 683. Okay, so it's a completely, it can get confusing, but just to highlight that is the reason. And I think that is everything from me on the side of demo and everything. So I can pass back to Emma, who's going to give us a few more updates. And then obviously we'll drop into the live Q&A with John.
Thank you so much, Mads. I just want to call out as well, just that there are loads of questions coming in on the chat, which is amazing. I've seen a few people just wondering why their questions aren't being answered. And believe me, we are answering them behind the scenes. We've got John backstage who's answering questions as we go. We've also got some Q&A time coming up. So do not worry, your questions will all get answered. We always do a follow-up Q&A sheet as well. Like we said, the past ones from our last webinars are in the docs as well. But we do have over 1,000 people registered on this webinar, so it will just take a little bit more time to get all the questions answered. So please bear with us. And also just remember, you do have this recording, which will be sent out to you afterwards. If it hasn't been sent out to you, if it's gone into your spam, they're also all on Alto Skills as well. So you can watch back, you can follow it along a bit slower. We've just got loads of information to get out to you, which is why it's a little bit faster paced than doing sort of like a really slow step by step. But thank you so much, Mads. That was a load of information for us to go back through. And I will now just share this screen for you. So we'll just bring everything together for you. So these are the key final checks that we'd recommend completing now. So make sure your property and tenancy setup is accurate, your documents are updated, and your workflows reflect the new legislation. When needed as well, use the conversion tools, ensure the information sheet is being sent out correctly, and make use of Alto's tools to stay on top of compliance going forward. So your final readiness checklist: review property and tenancy setup, update documents and templates, check progression workflows and milestones, convert properties and tenancies where required, send the essential information for tenants sheet, and use Alto tools to monitor compliance and next steps. Also, do remember as well that you've got access to our Renters Rights drop-in sessions. So the link for this is in the Docs tab. The checklist and the toolkit are all in there as well. But do drop in for these sessions if you've got questions, you want a little bit more of a, not a one-to-one, because obviously they're open to anyone, but they are there for you, and they're really regular sessions as well. So get involved if you want some extra support. We've put them in there just for you. So head to the Docs tab and make sure you jump in some of them. And while today's focus is on immediate readiness, we also want to give you visibility of what's coming up next in Alto, and that's through our phase 2 updates. So section 8 possession for APTs, with section 21 being removed, possession will now move fully through section 8, and that means a lot more evidence-led, court-based processes with longer notice periods in some cases. Alto's introducing a dedicated Section 8 possession progression. That's a bit of a tongue twister for a short periodic tenancies. So it's there to help you manage milestones, documents, and the expanded possession grounds with greater confidence. We've also got the PET request logger. So under the new legislation, PET requests can no longer be unreasonably refused, and responses must be given within 28 days. Alto's new PET request logger will help you track each request, manage the deadlines, and record clear reasons for decisions as well. So this creates a strong audit trail should any complaint or challenge arise. It's there just to back you up. Integration with the private rented sector database. Alto is also preparing for integration with the upcoming mandatory private rented sector database. And so this will help agencies manage registration data for landlords and properties, and it's keeping records aligned with government requirements. It's also important step in reducing compliance risk and avoiding issues caused by missing or incomplete data. We've got the automated RWABS law, maintenance tracking. So we're also enhancing maintenance tracking to support compliance with RWABS law, if I'm saying that right. I'm sure everyone's saying it differently. This legislation introduces strict timeframes for investigating and resolving issues such as damp and mould. So Alto will be helping automating alerts, improving visibility, and supporting a more proactive approach to maintenance management. So these enhancements are all designed with one aim in mind, and that's helping agencies stay compliant while keeping the day-to-day management efficient as well. So there's lots of exciting new things coming in too to keep an eye out for. And just before we move to Q&A, I just want to take a moment to shout out our partner of the month, which this month is, good Lord, well, I guess we've had 2 this month because we've had 2 webinars. So partner of the fortnight, good Lord. They're founded with a vision to modernise the rental process. So Good Lord brings together technology and they bring together services to remove unnecessary paperwork for you, speed up transactions and create peace of mind so agents can focus on growing your business. So from referencing to tenancy agreements, from payments to compliance and insurance to broadband, they're there to create a seamless platform that makes renting easier from start to finish. And you can see they reduce admin time by per let by up to 70%. They've got built-in automated compliance steps. Everything's in one place. And they have additional products available for landlords and tenants, so you can generate additional revenue as well. So just wanted to call that out about them. If you want to hear more about them, let us know in the chat. Just type Good Lord and we can get in touch with you afterwards. but also just a reminder as well, just to look at all the integrations within Alto. You've got a separate integrations tab now on the top toolbar of Alto, and there's so many fantastic integrations, all doing different things. So have a browse through and just see if there's anything there that can make your day-to-day life a little bit easier as you go through. Right, the moment we've all been waiting for, Q&A. So I'm just going to invite John, our Senior Product Manager, to the stage to answer some of your questions.
Hello.
Hello, John. Thank you for joining us. Right, let's have a look at what we've got in here. Gosh, loads and loads of questions as we've been going through. Okay, first one. When's the next phase going to be live?
So we have, we're going to have the, I can't say it, the possession progression will be going live in May, so probably towards the back end of May, and the pet request logger will be going live at the start of June.
Amazing, thank you very much. We've got, do we need to see a open status on the information sheet, or simply sending is okay?
So the kind of the requirement of you is to make sure that the information sheet is served, which when you're emailing, effectively that it's delivered. So the information sheet part of the converter tool will track both of those. So it will show you that you've sent it, it will show you that it's delivered, and it will show you that it's opened when and if it is opened. You'll be able to download an export of all of the emails that you've sent out, who you've sent them to, who sent them. And you'll be able to filter each by those who have opened and haven't opened, in case you do want to chase those people to make sure they open it and get the information.
Wonderful, thank you. We've got, does it go into the tenant record that the information sheet has been sent?
Yes, it does. So on the contact record, you will have the exact email that was sent with the attachment. And I think this is another one of the questions that comes up later on this prioritized list. The attachment will be sent as a PDF, and you can see that on the contact record as well, that all of that was sent, delivered, and opened if it was opened.
Wonderful, thank you. Do we have to do the converter before we send out the information sheet?
Yeah, so only tenancies that are set to APT will show in the information sheet section of the converter. So yes, you'll have to go through the convert process for them to show there. Yeah, so kind of step one, get your properties and tenancies converted. Step two, get the information sheet out to everybody.
Okay, wonderful. My properties did not show up there, so I converted the tenancies. Is that still the same? I'm guessing you know the context.
I don't know the context, but I'll have a good guess at the context. So in the converter, you've got a property section, you've got a tenancies section. When you convert the tenancies, it will also convert the underlying properties. So we only have the property section there for tenancies, for properties without a tenancy that can be converted. So let's say if it's a vacant property, or if you've got a progression, if you've got that listed at the moment and you've only got proposed tenancies or something like that. So yes, if you convert the tenancy, it will also convert the property.
Amazing, thank you. Can you put an e-sign on the email to make sure they have opened and acknowledged it, or is that only available on a document?
That isn't available for the information sheet, no. So this will just be sent, and we just record the tracking of delivered and opened, etc., which will be sufficient for your needs.
Wonderful. After you've used the converter tool, how do you bypass emailing the information sheet? This has already been done manually.
So if you don't want to send the information sheet out by the tool, like perfectly get that there's a lot of people that have already sent that out when the government dropped it, just simply don't use the information sheet section. So all of your tenancies will drop into that section. You don't have to click through from that. It won't impact anything else if you don't send the information sheet out from the tool.
Thank you. I've got some of the APT review dates are wrong on mine, as we have not been on Alto for a full year. To make sure these show correct on APT rent review as opposed to my own rent review event, do I need to go through all these manually to update?
Yeah, I thought I would highlight this one because we've had lots and lots of feedback about the APT rent review, because this is probably one of the most complex things with all the different data scenarios that we have in Alto. So what I would say with this is that the most important thing for everybody to do right now is to make sure that your data is in the right shape, get your tenancies converted, get your properties converted, and then get your information sheet out. Those are the most important things right now. The rent review dates, hopefully they work for the majority of you that are on this call. There will be some that don't want them to work in the way that they're implemented at the moment, but you can be rest assured that we have all of the data there available. Nothing is lost, so things like renewal dates, etc. if you're working in a different way. And we're committed to making sure that we get these dates working for everybody if we can do. So there may be some changes and things that we build in to allow you to change those rent review dates to suit your use cases better. But yeah, like I say, most important thing right now is get those tenancies converted, properties converted, and information sheets sent.
Okay, wonderful, thank you. And we've got, can you confirm the attachment will be a PDF?
Yeah, I think I covered this one before, but I just wanted to make crystal clear. Yes, it's a PDF of the information sheet. It gets added automatically. We're not just adding a link to the government website or anything like that. It's actually attached to every email that's sent out, and each tenant will be sent that email individually.
Wonderful, thank you. And if we email all tenants, will this send an email to all email addresses on the tenant record, or just the main email address under contact one?
So it will, we only display, the little bit of confusion about this because in the UI we show the lead tenant on the row, basically just for the purposes of identifying which one it is, but it does send out to all of the tenants associated to that property. So whether they're a different contact or whether they are multiple people underneath that contact, both of the email addresses, we'll send it out to each of those, yeah, with the information sheet attached.
Okay, wonderful. And we'll just do one last one because we're just coming towards the end of the webinar, so I'm conscious of time. So let's do the, I have already changed mine to periodic. Does that make a difference?
No, it'll still work for tenancies that are already periodic. Whether they're active or periodic, it will change them over. Starting the 1st of May, there'll be an APT as a periodic term. Yeah, that's all fine.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much, John. Wonderful. For the questions that haven't been answered, please bear with us. They will all be answered. We're going to do a Q&A follow-up sheet answering every single one. So please don't worry if they haven't been answered yet. We've got so many questions coming in. It is impossible to answer all of them, or you will all be here with us for 2 weeks straight. So just bear with us. You will receive that after the webinar. Nothing.
Sorry, but just to jump in, because I know we've had this question a lot and I don't know whether I answered it or not, but the documents themselves, I think tried to answer this as many times as possible in the chat, but the letting center templates, those are currently being rolled out now and tested and making sure that they work for everybody. We expect those to go in today. If you don't see them in your account today, you will see them first thing tomorrow. And just to make sure it's crystal clear, because I think we got about 2,000 of that question in the chat.
Yeah, just I think it's hard to estimate how long it takes to see every comment flying through. There's only a couple of us on this call juggling all the questions, so we're really not ignoring them, but we cannot keep everyone here all day, and we can't stay here all day. We will all spend the time separately answering all of them, so you won't miss out on the answers, and you'll all see all the answers as well. So just bear with us, and obviously you'll have this recording to look back as well. We've done loads and loads of resources for renters' rights for you. Again, check the docs tab in the top right, because you have everything on here as well. We've also got Alto skills. I was putting that in the chat while Mads was doing her demo as well. Remember, you've got that because that has loads of e-learning on there generally for Alto anyway, but also you can look back at every single previous webinar. So all of our past recordings are on there. This one will be on there shortly after we've wrapped up as well. So it's your go-to place for staying on top of everything. We'll add in new changes, new updates, everything's on there. So make sure you do access Alto skills, because you've all got single sign-on from Alto to it as well. You've also got Alto Help Center as well, which is full of step-by-step articles that should help you solve most of the problems you need it. And that's always a really, really quick access point. If you've got a question, then just searching for that on the Help Center should give you an article. It's always the first thing to be updated as well. And you've also got training. So you also have a huge selection of bespoke training options if you want a one-to-one with the training team. So you can take a look and book in one-to-one training there as well. We've also got, I'll move on actually, just because we are running out of time. Just don't want to keep everyone here too long. We've got our competition here as well, and just to finish up with. And so all you have to do for a chance to enter to win a 2-hour tailored training session, which is worth £264, and that is completely down to what you want to learn. It will be tailored towards you and your business. So all you have to do is fill in the survey that will pop up on screen shortly. That's all you have to do, is give us feedback. And we love to hear it, because we do read every single one, and we do take your feedback on board every single time. So yeah, do fill that out. You'll be entered in. It's a quarterly prize draw, so you'll just be added into the numbers there. And every time you join us for a webinar, you've got another chance at entering as well. But thank you so much for joining us. We have come to the end of the webinar. And so I just want to say thank you to everyone today. We will get back to you in regards to all your questions. The recording will be sent out via email shortly after. Keep an eye out for it in your spam. But also, if you haven't received it, head to Alto Skills, because it will be on there as well. But thank you very, very much. Thank you, Mads, for your wonderful demo. And thank you, John, for joining us for the Q&A too.
Thank you very much.
Have a lovely rest of the day.
Have a great day, everybody.